the most neglected topics, especially by beginners in their software engineering journey, because they often limit themselves to the single file, so that they just use public keyword and they just let their code work without considering the security measures and the accessibility in the different parts of the program, right? If you go to the definitive part, then you can see the access modifiers in C# define how accessible a member, example field, methods, or a class is to other parts of the program, right? If you go to some of the largest code bases, then you have to control the visibility of your methods and specific class, so that any developers that are using that specific method that have the proper control over that specific method or the class, right? Too much definition. If you go to the types of the access modifier, some of the common types are public, private, or the protected. In C# we have multiple, such as internals and many more that we're gonna be learning in this specific tutorial. So let's just talk about the public, right? The scope of public is in the entire program, right? Members marked as public can be accessed from anywhere in the program or even from another assembly, right? What is this another assembly, or what is this accessed from anywhere, right? So we're gonna be talking more about this specific part, and if you see this video, then you're gonna be having entire clear concept about any other access modifiers. We have different various topics to cover today, so let's just grab our code editor and just see how access modifier works in some kind of dummy real world application, right? Let's just talk about the public, how the public can be accessed from anywhere in the program, even from another assembly. What is this another assembly in specific C#? If you are using C# programming language, then you should have the knowledge of assemblies and other specific things, DLLs or exe, that I have covered in the part 1 of this video. If you haven't watched, check out the previous videos. So without any delay, just grab our code editor and create a working directory for C#. Okay, we are inside the C#. Let's just create one new folder. Let's say directory 1 and directory 2, right? We will be using two directories. That two of these directories will have two different assemblies, and we will be looking how public can access methods from other assemblies, right? Other assemblies. These two things are completely different. For example, in real world application, the DR1 can be called as a user login authentication, DR2 can be called as products or chats or any of the functionality that you can think of, right? Without any delaying, let's just move into our directory 1 and create .NET new class live, right? Let's just create a class library for this, and let's just write console application for the directory 2, .NET new console. Okay, this is move inside directory 2, .NET new console, right? I'm not using any cuts or any of the things, so the video might go longer. I'll try to reduce the length, but these things will be super important, because if you keep your base strong, then it will be very much easier for you to switch towards different programming languages, right? Let's just move quickly into the VS Code, and let's just write basic example for this. We will be writing the code from scratch, but I don't think I will write everything. The tutorial is very vast. You can just directly go to the block section and just do some kind of make your hands dirty. You have to write code. There is no other way. For learning programming, you have to write code, you have to code, you have to write code. There's no other secret recipe for this, right? Okay, I'm inside this class 1. Let's just write one simple method, public string print name. This specific method will print name. Don't worry if you don't know the concept of methods. We will be covering in-depth tutorial about methods. As of now, let's think that the method is something that returns something, right? It takes name as a parameter, and it returns the name, something hi name. Okay, simple. Okay, now this is in the this directory 1 has its own assembly. If you go to the obj or bin, then you're gonna see various things either here, such as NuGet cache or something. You will also see some kind of DLLs, right? Cache something, right? You can just move inside. It is a separate project. As of now, think of this as a separate project that has no control over this dir2, right? Okay, it has its own sort of things, right? Okay, let's just go here in the program.cs and just call that specific dir1. You are not able to call it right now. Let's see why. Program public static void main string args, right? We will be calling that a specific thing, but we are not able to. Why? Using directory directive is unnecessary. Could not found. It is could not found. Are you missing using directive or an assembly reference? It is asking some sort of reference. I don't know if this specific method exists. I don't know whether this dir1 exists in this specific computer or specific folders or directory. I don't care, because I'm different, I'm separate. I don't know. Even I am inside this C# directory. I don't care if dir1 has something. So we have to tell, okay, even if you are dir2, let me add some kind of reference, so that if you are using some kind of access modifiers, then you can give this dir2 some kind of control. In the real world example, if you consider this dir1 as a login login logic or registration logic, user authentication login, then sometime you gotta be needing this users information into the different part of the assemblies or different part of the program, so that we are using public, and we should give some kind of access to this so that it can access public, and only public can be accessed with this approach, right? Because if you go to the definition of this, members marked as public can be accessed from anywhere in the program or even from another assembly. Yes, we can access this public. For example, if you have some kind of public method here in the same directory, then we have no issues. We can access. There's no issue on that. If you want to use something from another assembly, then we have to give some kind of reference in .NET, right? So .NET. Okay, let me move to the dir2 for this. .NET add reference dir1 .cs Let me see if it works or not. Cannot always remember each and every command. I'm making this video, so I had done some kind of prior research before creating this video, because I have already written the blog article for this, right? These things are not written in the blog article, that's why I made the video for this. But if you are doing on your own pace, then yeah, you can of course go to the Google or use some resources, see how we can add the reference, because it is one of the most important thing that you can do, right? You can see inside this CSPROS we have added this reference here. Now you are not getting any error while using this directory dir1. It is one of the most important topics you cannot neglect, right? Because you don't use this kind of thing in a regular programming work. But if you go to the companies, or if you see some kind of larger code bases, then you will be seeing a lot of different classes. Even for the class also, there are multiple types of class. For example, sealed class, abstract class, right? Okay, we will be covering each and everything in the upcoming videos, right? Let me call that a specific method. For that, you need to create an object of that class, right? No worries if you don't know this. We will be talking about everything, because for now we are just talking about the access modifier, how that public thing can be accessed into the another assembly. We have only this agenda today. If you don't understand the syntax, no worries, we will be covering each and everything in the later step. Okay, new class 1, you this create the object, string name or something, class 1 dot print name, hello Tom or someone, and console dot write. It doesn't matter if you are from JavaScript background, because in JavaScript we use console.log, in C# we use console.writeline. If you use Java, then you will be using system.out.println. In Python you use print something, right? So it does not matter, it doesn't really matter. It's just a language, nothing much. Let me run that specific thing. I will not be writing code for the private or protected, because if you understood till this point, then you can just go there and just do some kind of work by yourself. You cannot learn programming by looking at the videos. You have notes ready, you have entire note here, so you gotta do some kind of work so that it will be easier for you. Yeah, we got this thing. Hi Tom, right? Okay, you just give kind of space or something. Like this is just a dummy representation of how public can be. And if you use private here, yeah, we can just do things from here only, right? Here you can use private in this specific directory 1, no issues. You have no issues at all here. But if you use kind of if you try to access this thing, then it is not inaccessible due to its protection level. Protection level are really important. What if that specific person is trying to utilize that specific methods or that fields that is not necessary, that is very much dangerous for you, you don't want, or your design does not allow other part of the program to utilize that. For that you can use the private, no issues, right? Private can be only accessed in this specific class only. You don't even think about these different assemblies. Even if you are in the same assembly, even if you are in a different class, if you use private, then private is for only this specific class. Consider this class as your bedroom, right? Even if you are in your house, inside your bedroom, no one can come, right? It's your bedroom, you cannot go to others' bedroom, right? It's the definition of private. Private means private. The word itself says it's private, so people should not have access to this, even if they are into different house, same room or something, right? Public is accessible to everyone. It's just like if you go to some common garden, right? Common garden that is in some kind of locality, and every members of every house and neighbors, they gather together, do some kind of stuffs there, right? This kind of definition for the public is just the some example. It might not be applicable to everyone, right? But yeah, you can just read that way. A private containing class marked private as members marked as private are accessible only within the same class when they are declared, right? It is only accessible to this specific class. You don't have to go anywhere because it's for some kind of protection level. Protected containing class and derived class. Members marked as protected are accessible within the same class or in derived class, right? What is derived class? Let me just copy this code. Let me just, let's not call this one, let's just work in our own specific this project. Let's just forget about dir1, paste this code. Okay, let us say this as program, right? Let us consider this program as a program is represented, child is represented as the program. I don't want to do some kind of refactoring because I don't have much time. We're just looking at this kind of thing. If you are using this protected, you are not seeing any kind of errors, right? If you are using protected, you are not looking any error. If you are using private, you are seeing some kind of error. You have to do some kind of work You have to play around it, because access modifiers are really important. It is very much important in interviews as well. People might ask, what if I do some kind of write program, and we just declare some kind of parent class, and inside the child class, which of these three access modifiers allows us? Is it private or protected? You have to provide answers to that. You cannot just tell them that, okay, I will just write some code and I'll just make this interview as a playground and I'll just answer. No, you have to tell them. You have to some of the things are there. You have to memorize, right? I do not recommend people to memorize, but yeah, you have to know this stuff, because it is the concept of object oriented. It's not specific to C#, right? It is applicable to most of the programming languages, even if it is Java or any other things, right? So that's why I urge people to focus on this specific topic. No, if you use public, then okay, no worries, because public, if you are using public, then it is accessible to other assemblies as well. Then it will work 100%, right? This example is for the protector, and private will not work, right? Private will not work in case of derived class. Even if you have your parent, right? Everything is common in your house. They are your parents, you are their children, but bedroom is only yours, right? So these are some of the protection level, right? Okay, internal current assembly, right? You have already already studied about this thing. Let's just see if internal work here. Yeah, it works because it is inside the current assembly. Will it work here? No, because it is in the different assembly. You can just do some kind of work around here, right? Protected internal, derived types or within the current assembly. Members marked as protected internal are accessible to derived classes even in the different assemblies. Any code within the same assembly, right? You got this, right? If you use protected internal, then you can use this method inside in the other assemblies as well. Yeah, you can use in the current assembly as well. Protected internal, yeah, it is accessible to your current because we are not getting some kind of errors, right? You are not seeing some kind of compile time error. You are not seeing any compile time error, then obviously it might work. Let's just run this. I don't know if it will work or not. If not, then please check out why it is not working, right? Okay, there are some. Okay, we don't have this main method for this. Okay, we are inside the directory 2 or directory 1. Okay, we are inside the directory. Okay, we can just use child here, right? You can use child here, and you can just use public class program. You can just call this specific child. I don't want to talk more about this object-oriented concept here in this specific thing. That's why we're not doing some kind of child1 dot show value, right? Okay, it's not working. Static void, no. Okay, we have to use child1. Child1 dot show value does not exist in the current context. Oh, you have to use public static void main. I'm not prepared for this kind of situation, right? Public static void main. Do some kind of work around here, right? It might work, it might not. Child1 dot might be just okay. Parent public void might be, you have to use public here, right? Okay, let's use public class parent dot show value. Yeah, should work now. Is the default case, right? We were using the default kind of thing. You have to use, you have to do some kind of work around here so that it will not throw error, right? You have private protected derived types within the current assembly. Members marked as private protected are accessible only in the derived classes within the same assembly, same child parent class, not accessible outside the assembly, right? Even by the derived class is not accept, it is we are giving some kind of protection level using the private protected, right? Not accessible outside the assembly. You can use some kind of summary table here. You can just read around these things, right? Okay, yeah, you can. I have also included this definition. In C#, assemblies are the building blocks of .NET application. An assembly is essentially a compiled output of your code, typically in the form of .dll or .exe executable. I have already talked about this thing in the how C# works video, the very first video, right? Okay. Should I stop or should I go? It might be super lengthy, so I don't want to keep lengthy. Let's talk about these operators in the next video, right? There are multiple things, right? We will just we'll just copy paste the code and just see how these things work. Okay, so let's just make this video only limited to the access modifier so that you can just see this. Yeah, it is working now. You can see the specific numbers output, right? Thank you so much everyone for this specific video. Okay, I haven't made this thing larger in this tutorial. Might be some people who are in the mobile devices, they might have some kind of issues, but anyway, please see this blog, right? Do not depend on videos only. It might be useful for the people. I am doing it for my communication skills. If it is useful to you, then I'm super happy, right? No plans for content creation. People are loving. I have around 33 subscribers. Thank you so much for this. I haven't asked, but people also have subscribed to the channel. If I'm bringing value to the 33 people, then I'm more than happy. So thank you so much everyone for this. I'll try to complete this entire series. I'll bring the video, might be late, but